Hey everyone, today is day 12, the last day of the 12 days of stocks. I am Tiffany Thomas with WealthyTiffany.com, and today on our last day, I'm going to be showing you how I've been able to make over 100% return on my stock portfolio. So get excited, you guys. Day 12 of the 12 days of stocks is how I've been able to make over 100% return on my stocks, so you can follow the process. And before I give you guys all of this tantalizing information, tell me what has been one of your best investments. I want to know, so tell me in the comments, what has been one of your best investments? Has it been, something like a coaching program, or was it a book that you invested in? Or, was it a rental property? Or, what was it? Tell me in the comments. I'm curious to know, what have you seen a great return on in your investments? What's been one of the best investments you've made? And you guys, even if you're watching the replay of this, please tell me in the comments. I'm going to go through and look through the comments and see what everyone says. Netflix. Perfect. Yes, I love Netflix. Such a great investment. You guys, today I'm going to reveal the last of the scoop on stocks. And even though we're going to have a ton of fun today, the real reason you should be sticking around is because of all of the mind-blowing information I'm going to be sharing that will help you to get started buying stocks so you can make more money without trading your time to do it. I am Tiffany Thomas, and I've helped individuals like yourself go from completely confused about the stock market to confident investors. And stick with me long enough and you're going to make some more money. So you're welcome. All right, day 12, the last day, is all about how I've been able to make over 100% return on my stock investments. So the first point that I want to talk about that I did to make over 100% return was to look at investing for the long term. So if I'm just looking to make a quick buck or so, I know most likely I'll end up losing more than I'm gaining. So I invest for the long term, right? I have that long-term perspective instead of just a quick short-term perspective. And I know that stocks go up and down over time, but if I'm investing for the long term, it doesn't really matter to me because they'll eventually go up more over the long term. So I just want to show you the return on my portfolio so far in my stocks. So let me share my screen with you guys. Okay, there we go. So I just wanted to show you this graph, and it's just all of the stocks that I've invested in and the return as of about 4 years. So, as you can see, it's gone, up and down a little bit, but a definite trend and increase. And it's been 126.97% return. So that's a huge return. There's a lot of investments that, aren't even getting, 10%, let alone over 100% return. So stocks can really be a good investment. They give you a really high return. And if you guys are curious to know of, all of the points that I take into consideration when choosing which stocks I invest in, I give it to you all in my course, Buy Your First Stock in 48 Hours, which you can find at buyyourfirststock.com. So you guys, give me some yeses if you want to see over 100% return in your investments. I want to see in the comments if that's something you're looking for, is 100% return in your investments, over 100% return. So give me some yeses if that's true. I want to see that in the comments. So give me some yeses. Even if you're watching the replay, I want to know who wants to receive over 100% return on your investments. And you guys, who wants to achieve financial freedom instead of just focusing on instant gratification, on the right here, right now? Who's actually, planning for financial freedom? Who wants to achieve financial freedom? Put in the comments financial freedom if that's something that you want, right? Instead of just that instant gratification. We want to look at the long term, right? We want to eventually become financially free. All right, so the second point that I want to talk about is how many stocks I chose to invest in to see that over 100% return in my stock portfolio. And I chose about 10 stocks to invest in. And I didn't start out with all 10, right? So I started with one stock and I built up from there. And I keep my stock investment portfolio around 10 stocks. So I've gone up a little bit, maybe like 12, but I really feel like 10 is a really good number to manage. And when I have 10 different stocks, I know that when one starts to drop or isn't performing that well, that I have 9 others that are performing well. So I'm not too worried about that one that isn't doing as well as I thought it might have. Right? So having multiple stocks is called diversifying your portfolio, which we talked about earlier in the video series. But it really helps to lower your risk, but it still gives you high returns. As you can see with my returns, over 100%, right? And you guys, not all of these stocks are really high priced. One of them is Google that I invest in. That's a really good company. They continue to come up with, new ideas, be innovative. And, I can see them being around for the long term. But not all of my stocks are as expensive as Google. So you really don't need a lot of money to get started investing in stocks. And you guys, if you are ready to start investing in stocks by just, purchasing that first stock, investing in that first stock, and you're not sure if you have enough money, in my course, Buy Your First Stock in 48 Hours, I give you examples of popular stocks. I give you 30 examples of popular stocks that are actually less than $100 per share. So you can get started without a lot of money in stocks. So for sure, if you're interested in that, you can go to buyyourfirststock.com. And give me some yeses if you guys are ready to get started with your first stock. I want to see in the comments. So give me some yeses if this is exciting stuff, if you do want to get started with stocks. And, I know that doing things with someone else makes it a lot easier, right? So tag a friend that you want to start investing with. You guys can do this together. You can share this experience together and start making money for the both of you. How fun would that be, right? To tell each other which stocks you bought and how they're doing. So tag a friend and make your stock investing a lot easier. All right. The third thing that I want to talk about is thinking logically. So knowing why you bought the stock, and if the reasons are still good, then you can keep that stock, right? So we want to think logically. We don't want to base our thinking off of fear or greed when we're investing in the stock market. That is not what I've done. And, I have a strategy for investing that helps make investing a lot simpler and still very profitable, as you can see with my stock portfolio. And, part of my strategy is when I know that I want to sell off a stock, then I'll select a price that I want to sell that stock at. And when it reaches that price, then I sell it, right? It helps take out that back and forth, that debating with yourself and, perhaps losing out because you think the price will continue to rise and it doesn't. It goes back down, right? So I have my strategy that I use and I share that full strategy in my course, Buy Your First Stock in 48 Hours. So you can get full access to that strategy if you're interested. And, if you don't want to waste a lot of time investing in stocks, then give me some yeses in the comments. Even if you're watching the replay, like I said, who wants to keep it simple but profitable, right? We don't want to spend a ton of time on this, but we still want it to be profitable. So give me some yeses if that is what you want. And you guys, what are some of the reactions that you've had so far from what I've been sharing with you? Tell me in the comments. Give me, an emoji on what you're thinking or how you're feeling about this, or share one word on your thoughts that you're having right now, or give me a GIF or a GIF, whichever way you want to say it. Put that in. I would love to see that. And yeah, I just want to know your reactions. Are you excited about this? Are you surprised? Or maybe this information. I'm curious to see. So share in the comments, an emoji or one word, tell me how you're feeling. And the last point that I want to share with you guys is the thing that I really like is when I invest, I go in with a no regrets strategy. So I like to continue learning from what I'm doing, right? So I don't spend a lot of time dwelling on the past. And investments don't always go as planned. I may think that some stocks should have gone up more quickly or whatever it might be. But I look at it as a learning process. So what's done is done, as I continue to learn from that and become, a better investor, which means I become more profitable as time goes on. And I don't get stuck on, if I only would have bought this stock at, this price a year ago, I could have made X more dollars, whatever it might be. Because I know if I continue to think like that, then I'll continue to doubt myself and not be as effective or take as much action as I should be. So I like to think more like, okay, I missed that opportunity, but how can I learn from that? And I'm not going to let the next opportunity pass me by. I'm going to be ready for it. So it's just kind of a no regrets policy, right? And sometimes that mentality is hard, but I just think, if you're thinking about it for the long term and you really want to be a good investor, then continue to learn instead of just focusing on regrets that you're having. And, just to give you an example, when I saw Netflix drop in price, I grabbed it immediately because I knew it had high potential, even though the price wasn't as low as it was before. But I still knew that was a good stock. So even though I didn't get in at the lowest price, I still got in at a great price and it continued to rise. So I wasn't, stuck in that regret mode of, I should have bought that, a few months ago or whatever it was, right? I just continued to move forward and learn from the past. And if you guys, are tired of regretting not getting started in stocks, stop regretting that and start taking action. And I give you a step-by-step breakdown of everything to do to purchase your first stock, to invest in that first stock in my course, Buy Your First Stock in 48 Hours. And you can find it at buyyourfirststock.com. And give me some yeses and some likes, some hearts if you're excited about what you've learned throughout this video series and you're excited to get started with stocks. I want to see some yeses, some likes, some hearts. Let me know if you guys are excited about stocks. And share this video with others as well, so that they can be excited about this too, because, stocks are fun and they make you money. And it's just, it's a great investment and it has high returns like I've showed you before. You guys, let's do a quick recap of this video of day 12, how I've been able to make over 100% return on my stock portfolio. So the first thing we talked about is that I look at investing for the long term, right? So I'm not looking at it just as a short term. I'm not day trading. I'm looking at it for the long term. So I'm not so worried about some small up and downs. Because I'm looking at it for the long term, not the short term. And the second thing I did was to diversify more my portfolio. So I chose about 10 stocks to be invested in, and I didn't have them all at once. Like I said, I just started with one and built up from there. And then the third thing I did was to think logically, right? I ignored the greed and the fear and, remembered my reasons for buying. And if those reasons are still there, then I keep the stock, right? So I'm just thinking very logical about my investments. And then the fourth thing that I talked about was having no regrets and learning from the past. So when we don't, focus on the regrets, we're able to seize the opportunities that come up and become better investors. And you guys, if you loved this video series, the 12 Days of Stocks, and you're ready to take action and start making your money work for you, then check out my course today. It's Buy Your First Stock in 48 Hours. You can find it at buyyourfirststock.com. And it'll walk you through everything step by step. It's very easy to follow, so you can get started very quickly. And you guys, I just want to thank you so much for joining me in the 12 Days of Stocks video series. And if you want to watch the replays, I'm going to leave them up on my Facebook page for a little while. And that is Tiffany Thomas, your wealth mentor. So you can find the replays there. And you guys, I want to say Merry Christmas. I hope you guys have a great Christmas. And I've had so much fun doing these videos for you. And I will see you guys soon. All right. Thank you and Merry Christmas.